Hello everyone, it's Ethan from the Orlando Tourist here at Universal Orlando on Friday, September 2nd. It's around 3 o'clock. We're heading into the park now. Today is opening night of Halloween Horror Nights 2022 or 31. It's both the same year. And the trivia store opened yesterday for pass holders. We've not gotten to check it out yet. So we're going to check out the trivia store and then head into Stay and Scream. And tonight we're going to do a full review of all the houses, the shows. We don't have Express, so we're going to do all the houses tonight. We do have a guide on the channel already posted on how to do that. We're going to show you guys tonight. And we're also going to do all the zones. We're going to rank them at the end of the video once we go through them all. And it's going to be a really fun night. Last year's event was amazing, and this year, from what I've heard, is beating last year by a long shot, so I cannot wait. Okay. Also, before I head in, I want to let you guys know that viewer discretion is advised. There's going to be some gory content, probably, some bloody stuff, and if you can't handle any of the stuff in the video, I recommend just turning away now, just for your own safety and viewing pleasure. I might not put the discretion on all of my videos, but just all of my Horror Nights videos are going to be some scary content, so just keep that in mind when you guys watch. Coconut Club's all set up in City Walk. We will have to check this out later. Lots of merchandise in the store over here for Horror Nights. We covered that in some of our last videos. Heading up to the gates, we have the medallion here with the IPs on the little arches, and we're gonna head in. So they have some setup for the Stay and Scream over here. We are not Stay and Scream, the opening ceremonies. We are not doing the ceremonies tonight. We'll probably do it later in the season. Stay and Scream is gonna be your best bet in knocking houses out, which is our goal tonight. We have some dark clouds as we enter as well. The park closes at about 5 o'clock, and usually the event for Horror Nights starts about 6. Get here about 30 minutes early, and if you can do Stay and Scream, make sure you get into the Stay and Scream early if you want to bang out houses. They have it at the Today Cafe, they have it Finnegan's, Richter's this year is a new location, and then they have the Springfield and Central Park ones as well. We're on the way to the Pass Holder Lounge because apparently there's scare actors in there doing meet and greets, so we're going to go check it out. And this is going to be the Graveyard Deadly and Rest Scare Zone. They have some preview merchandise in the 5 and Dime. We've covered that in our last videos. And Prop Shop's been closed for a while. But let's head into the Pass Holder Lounge, which is open from 11 to 4. A bunch of merchandise for pass holders is in the Pass Holder Lounge. Some of it's just generic merchandise, but some of it's pass holder exclusive, like this cool shirt here with Pumpkin Lord. The pass holder thing on the sleeve. And the shirt is $30. We have the Studio Screamer figures, which are $18. The same design of the shirt is also on a magnet and a pin. So over here. And they also have a cinch sack, a drawstring backpack for $28. The pin is really neat looking. $12 for the pin. And the magnet is $9 for the magnet. They also have a gigantic Pumpkin Lord candle, $26, and we're gonna see how it smells for you guys. It's just a giant pumpkin scented candle. It's really neat. So I do not see any maps out for Horror Nights yet. They only have the normal park maps. The scare actors are out of the Pass Holder Lounge right now because it's kind of busy in there. But we do have a new layout of the store, the 5 and Dime, some merchandise in here. We're gonna have some candles and scents on display, and a lot of the generic Halloween merchandise is all in this store now, and they changed up the way the merchandise is in here. They have a artist series poster as well. They have these posters. We have candles. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. These coasters kind of look new. This is for the Scarecrow stock. They have this ornament looking thing you could buy. $12. It's pretty neat. And then you get this Suncatcher thing for Little Boo. And then I believe you get that if you complete the Scarecrow stock. Or it comes with the Scarecrow stock map, actually. And the Scarecrow stocks are these little scarecrows you find around the park. It's a scavenger hunt. This year, I don't know the price of it. I'm trying to figure it out. So the Little Boo bundle with the map is $10, and then the sun catchers, the other ones, are $12. And they have all these different sun catchers, and you're supposed to collect them. Here's a display of the Scarecrow stock one. This is one of the locations for the scavenger hunt. We had this cool Studio Screamer figure, like a pop figure. We had the mystery packs. We got the merchandise, the popcorn buckets, some candy. We even have some Frankie plushes and some throw blankets. So we're heading over to the stay and screen now. We're taking turns with the group, and then we're gonna check out the tribute store before we officially get stuck into the stay and screen. They have the vinyls here, collective $60, and the 5 and dime, and they also have the weekly magnet releases. People are out here for Superstar Parade, do meet and greets, and we have the stay and screen. People are lining up already, and we also have RIP tour guides out and about getting ready for their tours. So we're gonna hold a spot in the stay and scream, and then we'll make our way over to the tribute store later too. This line for the stay and scream goes all the way down, huge line. Stay and scream's going all the way back here by the entrance of Transformers. Huge line to get in. We're gonna meet up with someone towards the beginning of the stay and scream though. Yeah, there we go. This line is huge for the stay and scream. It's still going all the way over here. This is just to get into the stay and scream. Line's still going. And we're gonna be at the end of it. And this is the end of the line, all the way by Fast and Furious. So they're starting to move the line though. So they've been letting people into the stay and scream, so we're gonna be in there very soon. We're gonna meet up with friends in there, so we'll get further up in the line. People are still lined up all the way back there though. We're heading into the stay and scream now. Huge wait for the stay and scream for the weekend. It's split, so if you want to go to the right side, that one's for monsters. And I believe this one, if you keep heading, this will bring you to Springfield, but I'm not completely sure. So we haven't met up with anyone yet, and the line is moving in the stay and scream, so that's good. They're bringing us up as close as we can get. They're holding us over here in this little holding cell. They're gonna bring us to animal actors. Like last year, we're gonna be under the cover. And right now it's about 4:30, just to put the time in perspective. You have the Nightmare Fuel sign over there. I did cover a lot of construction updates this season. That wasn't there in my last update. We're not going to be doing updates today because the event's officially starting. And we didn't get to check out the tribute store yet. We're going to check that out later tonight. But they have some weekend merch in there and some other cool stuff. So this is where the holding cell is for the weekend. They're waiting in this crowd over here. So yeah, we're just all waiting. It's a little holding cell. They'll eventually bring us backstage like 15 minutes before the event starts. They're about to start letting us into the weekend. The Monsters has already gotten into the queue. I don't know if they've gone in the house yet or not. So the stay and scream loops all the way into animal actors. I don't know if this is an express line filling up or what this is.
Or line number 3. They're gonna
let us go line,
and then them go, and then that line.
It might be another overfill. They uncovered one of the little directional signs for the event. Cheering going on. They're about to play the park-wide loop, or maybe they've already started. It's 5:30, so they definitely start the park-wide loop. You just can't hear the music from over here. It's so crowded. Line's moving. They're letting us into the queue. Definitely have the music up. 85-minute wait for the weekend. There we go. Oh, weekend's 25.
Where's the line?
Weekend's 25. I thought it said 85 at first.
Alright.
Yeah, we need a...
Weekends is 5 minutes right now. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be by Monsters or Weekend entrance is over here by Barney's. We have a merge point here. It's kind of crazy. Everyone's already lined up. They're giving out tickets to prevent line cutting. They can do that later in the night once the queues get bigger. We're going through the DreamWorks destination. That's the express line. This is the normal line. And you can hear the park-wide loop in here. They play these songs before the opening ceremonies. We heard them the other night when we were here. We have it on our one of our last videos. The line is huge over here. Some cool backstage view. This is the back of the Monsters Legends Collide house. You can see the Weekend facade over here. And then Descendants of Destruction, you can kind of see the facade. Not from here though, we'll see it in a minute. Descendants of Destruction's over there. We have a cast member break tent for the scare actors. The facade. We have all this new flooring here backstage. This is brand new flooring backstage for when it floods, rain, and for our feet, it's better on it. We'll show you a better look when it opens up over here. Look at all this queue space for the Weekend and the brand new flooring. And we're coming up into the house. We have more queuing under the roofing here with lighting, concert type lighting here, and they play music. My songs, or my videos are definitely getting copyrighted because of this. We have the tail from the Mardi Gras float on the gators. There's concert lighting here, the facade. That projector is going to project some like music, wavy like stuff onto the vinyl. So that'd be really cool to see at night, and the night lighting is going to be neat as well. Can't wait to see what the facade looks like inside if they have one. People leaving the house. We're about to enter. We're not allowed to film in the houses, so we're gonna stop and pick it back up after the house. The queue as we exit the house. Something interesting, they had me put my camera in the bag, but that was really good. I don't listen to the music. So, I don't listen to the Weeknd's music. I'm not a huge fan either, but that house was actually pretty good. They had some really good scenes, a lot of blood in the house, a lot of strobing. I would give it like an 8 out of 10. Like, it was pretty good. I highly recommend it. Get here at the end of the night if you want to join that house. This is the queue for the Monsters house. This is the facade. We're probably gonna hit this one later. We're gonna jump over to Bugs now. Yeah, Monsters look sick, and I'm really hyped for this house. It's my #1 on my hype list. So in the first few rooms of the house, it was pretty dark in there, so it's kind of hard to see. It's probably because it's just the night just started. I mean, it's very cloudy, so it's not as bright right now. But then it's very trippy in there. Heavy strobe. It was amazing. It was really good though. I like that one. All right, we're gonna head to Descendants and Bugs now. Monsters is 10.
10 minutes, Ethan.
I mean, 10 minutes. We're just gonna do Monsters next. It's right here.
Everybody, this is a standby for Legend.
The line looked kind of long, so basically that was not a 10-minute wait. We're gonna head to the back of the park, go through some chainsaw hordes, which will be in Simpsons later. But yeah, we're just gonna hit those. I think those houses in the back are gonna open after the Stay and Scream. I think it opens at 6 when the park opens. We're heading around. We're gonna have chainsaws here later. They're letting out the stanchions because the park's opening right now. This was used for Stay and Scream. It does let out by the Weekend. Bug, our Descendants of Destruction is here. Give me the same location that Wicked Growth was at. We're entering right over here. So this is where Wicked Growth was. This is the Bug house. But you have to enter all the way by Men in Black for Bugs. We're gonna go, we just entered over here. And we're going all the way to Descendants. Yeah. Descendants of Destruction. We got more of that new flooring here. We're gonna head into this house though. Yeah, we're heading over. We'll get a closer look at the facade. But the whole way they set up the queue is new. They're preparing for big and heavy lines this year, crowded crowds. Make sure you get here early and watch my video on how to do all the house in one night. We got some fog here, you can smell it.
What's up?
Have to head in. This is the exit of the house.
This guy came out.
They're too far.
What's up, bro?
Here's the facade. This is where Puppet Theater was. Facade's decent. Kind of like it. It's supposed to take place in a New York subway. We have like a broken down car, some solar panels. It's just a subway station that's been run down, either sequel or prequel to Season Extinction. A lot of plants gonna be in the house, overgrown and stuff. I heard the sets are pretty cool in here. So Descendants was really good. I missed a lot of the scares, so I'm gonna have to go through it again. So the ranking for this one's gonna be a little lower than it should be. I would say it's about like a 7 or 8 out of 10, just like the Weekend. It's The sets are really good in there though. At the end it gets all neon with the sets and the plants and everything growing. Some of the characters really blend in that house. The subway scenes and stuff with the train, it's amazing looking. Definitely don't miss this house. Everyone entering the ones we just got out of. The line's getting a little bigger. Let's go head over to Bug House next. The entrance for Bugs is all the way by Men in Black now, but there is no tent at Men in Black this year.
See the bottom of the
Heading to Bug House. It's called Bugs Eaten Alive. It's called Bug House for short. We have the set you can kind of see for Nightmare Fuel. Can't wait to see that later tonight. Everyone's hyping us up.
West Virginia!
Hyping us up. As you can see, no tent for Scary.
That's why there's no mosquitoes, everyone. That's great.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy. They're gonna appreciate it.
So this long walk over here is for Bug House, and this was where Scary, Ohio was. This looks like the express merge point over there for Bug House, and you can see the facade up in the distance. The line's getting pretty long. So this looks like it's actually the line for Descendants of Destruction. This one is the express queue for Bug House. So Descendants are getting a big wait, and they're snaking all the way around here. This line's not moving as good right now. I don't know if media went through it, or I know they just had a cast change. That's probably slowing the line down. But yeah, or it could be the way they're doing express and normal line. We passed the express, and this line was moving slow, but moving now. We're entering the BuzzCon convention. We're entering room 31 for the BuzzCon. Remember, we can't film in the houses, so this is a little tunnel before we enter. That's all I can show. So Bug House was a little overhyped. I'd give it about a 6 or 7 out of 10. It was okay. Honestly, it wasn't that scary, so if you're afraid of bugs, I think you'll be able to do the house. But yeah, it was okay. We're gonna see if we can get better scares in another run through. So I don't know if Nightmare Fuel is already loading up a show, but we're gonna probably head over to Blum now. These are the set times for Nightmare Fuel Wildfire, and we'll head there later. So we're about to head into the Conjure the Dark scare zone. This scare zone has like witches and warlocks and stuff. I'm really excited to see this zone, the Conjure the Dark zone. And we're heading in. Look at the sets here, but all the scare actors are in right now because of weather. Yeah, we're waiting to come back when there's actors in the zone. They're out because of weather. Since it's lightly raining, all the actors went in, so we'll just come back later and see the zone. So this is where Blumhouse is. And it says it's a 45-minute wait for Blumhouse. And this is where the line is. This is a 45-minute wait. We're gonna head to the front few houses. They have shorter waits right now. This zone looks really cool in New York. This one's Sweet Revenge. I think that all the actors are also away right now because of the weather. It's like slightly misting, but it's still slippery for the actors. They have to go in. This one seems like a Halloween parade, so we have all these floats set up around the park. They look really cool. Oh, we do have some scare actors. There's a scare actor. Very crowded in here. Hopefully we'll see some more fog. There's a scare actor. Alright, they're out and about. That's a food stand here at the Meat Locker. These scare actors are cool looking. We'll have to come back in here as it gets a little darker. Mummy looks like it's open during the event. It might be under technical rehearsal though. More floats over here. A lot of people in this area. Photo op. The trivia store is open. We're gonna have to check it out later. We're actually gonna go into the trivia store right now. We're gonna check it out and see what's going on in there. The back of the truck looks open right now. But let's head into the trivia store. The signs are lit up here. The signs, all of them are lit up. As we enter, we have a cool little ride control panel here. Because the theme of this is that you're on a dark ride, so like a Cat in the Hat type ride. You're going to be following a tracked vehicle. Heading into the first room. The track that we're going to follow into the room. So we're actually going to come back into the trivia store because the line was really long. There's just no one moving. And we might as well just hit a house instead. So that's what we're going to do. We will go back in there later and try to get more footage. We just checked the app and Hell Block Horror says 10 minutes right now. That changed, like, it was like at a 50-minute wait. So we're dashing over there by the front of the park to go do Hell Block. All the game booths are set up. And we have the line for the Witch House, the Spirits of the Coven. We're gonna head through the horrors of Halloween. We're gonna go back in the scare zones too later because it's not dark yet. And some of the scare actors aren't here because of rain. But we have some Snow Walker here. Let's see what's cool. We have spots from each zone in here. More people in here. This guy's cool. These creatures in here are really neat. Hell Block Horror, the entrance is right over here. We're gonna head in. It's a 10-minute wait. We're gonna be heading into this like empty soundstage over here as a queuing space. So we're heading into soundstage 21 for queuing, and then the house will start in soundstage 22. A lot of queuing space in here. This is one of the queues for, this one's for Spirits of the Coven. So that house wasn't so good right now, but there's a lot of holes in there, a lot of actors were missing. I think later in the season, once they get more actors in that house, it'll be a really solid house. Like that might be a 9 out of 10 once those holes are filled. Pretty good house, and the theming was pretty neat. A lot of characters returned from past Horror Nights years. We're gonna head back into Hell Block and see if it gets any better. But I wanna do it again because it's such a short wait right now and everything else is kind of long. Back to this zone. The pumpkins are lighting up. The fog smells amazing. Oh, the Pumpkin Lord's out. I don't know if he was out before. And now, we totally missed him. We have to go see the Pumpkin Lord. He's right over here by the entrance. We're by the front of the park. I want to see if I can get a park map. I haven't seen anyone post them. Hopefully they're not only digital, but we'll see. Really curious to see if they have physical maps. Oh, they're not available right now. The neon sign's also lit up at the moment. We're heading back around from the front. We're gonna do Hell Block again. The wait time turned off, but I think it's like 25. Pumpkin Lord's awesome. Heading back into Hell Block. So we're in line for Hell Block again. They said like 45-minute wait. It's taking about like 25, 30 minutes. And we're almost at the house. We're gonna head back in. So we did Hell Block a second time, and we had the same cast, but we had a lot less scares that time. I think there were less actors the second run through. The lighting's really cool though. They got the projections on. We got the clips on the screen and everything. All the food tents are lit up, and we're gonna go into the Spirits of the Coven house now. This one's kind of got a long wait. 55-minute wait for Spirits of the Coven, but we're gonna head in. Rockets testing, even though it's drizzling. It's huge. Long line. So, Spirits of the Coven. Let's give you my review. It's a nice sets in the house. It's pretty decent. I would say that there's a couple missing holes in the house where some actors should have been. Some cool effects in there. The theming was really good. The music was kind of calm in the house. Some good scares, they got kind of close. I would give it about 6 or 7 out of 10. It has potential, and it started really slow. The house got better as it went on. I just feel like there was a lot of filler in the house, like a lot of scenes where there's nothing going on, just decorated walls. This house does have potential. Hell Block, the second time we did it, got worse, but I think that one has potential too. So the New York zone's all lit up now. It looks really neat. The tribute store still has a really long line. 45 minutes for Dead Man's Pier, 50 for Chupacabra. We're gonna head in the normal line for the Dead Man's Pier Winner's Wake. We also have some really cool lighting over here by Jimmy Fallon area. It's pretty neat looking. It doesn't say Welcome to Halloween Horror Nights. Last year they also forgot to put it up, but they added it like halfway through the season. Got out of line to use the bathroom real quick. The rest of my group's holding my spot, but you can see the water show's going on. Water show's going on right now. We'll see it later. We're heading back in line to Dead Man's Pier. They have ads for Express, and they have it after 11. It's still being sold, and you can also get a rib tour there. Food lines are long, and this zone looks pretty cool. We might wander the zone for a hot second before we go back in line. This whole scare zone, they got everyone running around. That's Major Sweets in the yellow suit. This zone's pretty neat.
It is open. Mommy is open.
Here's a quick look at the Sweet Revenge zone before we head back in line. I got a card.
Don't eat the candy.
It's a really big zone.
Oh yeah, this is
Back crew. Lots of scare actors in this zone. But also some personal person around here. Yeah, we'll come back in the zone later. So we met back up with our party in the line. I showed you a little bit of that scare zone. We'll go back to that later and get you more footage in there too. Pass chains through the fence. You can see them come out. We just passed the express merge point, and he was pulsing it really bad, so the line took forever. We're about to head into the house now. It's moving way better now. We just got out of the house for the Dead Man's Pier, and the sets in this house, I was sleeping on this house. The sets were great. It keeps opening up in the house, so the sets get huge. There's like this huge scene on a boat with this girl playing a violin up there, up really high. The lighting's beautiful. The costumes are really neat. It rains in part of the house. It's kind of cold. Everything is accounted for, and it's really good. It's a really good house. I would give this house about an 8 or 9 out of 10. The sets were like really amazing. It was visually really good. The scares were not like really there though. Hit or miss, there's a couple good ones, but if we had better scares or if the actors really get close and stuff, it'll bring it to a 10 out of 10. It's almost right there though. So really amazing house. Don't miss out on Dead Man's Pier. You have to do this one. And even though I met back up with my group in line, total we waited about an hour on the dot, and I would say it's worth it. There's a hole still walking in this zone, but we're gonna head in line for Chupacabra. We'll come back out. Can't wait for Chupacabra. Okay, we're entering the Chupacabra now. We just got out of the Chupacabra. There's some really cool sets in there, some music, festive music. You're like really immersed in this town. The creatures, the Chupacabras themselves were pretty cool. A lot of puppets in there. And I don't know, the villagers that were in there were really neat. I love the theming. It didn't feel like many actors were missing from the house, so that was good. A lot of the cast was filled in there. So yeah, we pretty much got a lot of the scares, and it was just overall a pretty good house. Solid 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, somewhere in that range. It was pretty solid. I really like that house. Alright, we're going through some scare zones now. We haven't shown enough scare zones to you guys. And we only have 3 more houses to hit. We have to do Monsters, Halloween, and Blumhouse. Let's head around. We're heading into this zone again, now that it's dark out. This guy's really cool looking. The Scarecrow's my favorite over here. Got really foggy. Then we have this cool still walker. And of course we have Pumpkin Lord. This gift shop has another thing for the Scarecrow stock. Pumpkin Lord is missing right now. Yeah, I don't know if they're doing a cast change or what, but he's gone. We're gonna head over to the Hollywood zone now. I'm really excited to see all the ghosts and stuff over here. Let's check them out. The audio sounds cool and the lighting looks amazing already. Whoa, these are creepy over here. A lot of scare actors. Hello. This one's cool. The music in here is amazing too. Whoa, she lights up. The water show is going on right now. We have Universal filming stuff too. This sounds awesome. They put out his wings too. This is where they had the media event check-in, and we're gonna head around. Heading in the Scarecrow scare zone now. It's dark in all the scare zones. Costumes are really neat. The fog is really thick here. Lights turn on the car. Whoa, we have an actor up there. This guy's pretty neat. Whoa, pig! Yeah, good. here from what I've seen, but I don't hear like a hey guy. I love that costume. The light through the fence is amazing over here. Whoa, we have a scarecrow here? This one's so good. Whoa. Scarecrows are really dark. This scares them. I know there's a still walker in the zone. He must be in the other cast though. We'll maybe get him another time. We'll see. That scarecrow zone was really cool. I love the costumes and the lighting. All the lighting's really hard for me to get good photos this year and some video, but we're doing our best over here and it still looks phenomenal. So it said Monsters is a 55-minute wait and this queue looks dead, so I'm gonna go with it's a walk-on. Empty over here, not a line at all. We have the line for Monsters. We might do this one twice. It's such a short wait. Weekend has a long line down there, but it has some projections. What a great house though. And we're about to go through this one. They have a projection and audio with some background of the house. We're about to head through. Remember, we cannot film in the house, so we will review the house as we get out. Monsters was amazing. It was just so good. The sets were beautiful, huge facade and tombs. It's a lot of the mummy. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but the mummy's everywhere in there. And then at the end, there's going to be a winner each night, so one of the monsters will win. So tonight, Mummy was holding the Wolfman's head. Amazing house. The scares are phenomenal. Really cool effects. Scare actors get really close. The audio is really loud right now, but the costumes were amazing. It was just beautiful, the house. And that's got to be my favorite one so far tonight. Like 10 out of 10, easily. So we're gonna see if we can hop back into line at Monsters. It says 20-minute wait and it was a short line, so we're heading back in. So anyways, Monsters is super amazing. We just got off the line for the second time. The line wasn't moving that second time, so what we're gonna do instead is head to Blumhouse, and on the way there we're gonna show you the Coven Scare Zone, or not Spirit, it's The Conjuring the Dark. And then we're also gonna go through the Chainsaw Horde in Springfield. Hopefully they're out over here. All right, I see them. Oh yeah, got chainsaws back. They're all over Springfield. I love the chainsaws, they're amazing. The chainsaws over here by the bridge. This is my favorite spot. They get people good by the bridge. And now we're gonna show you guys the Witch Scare Zone, the Conjuring the Dark. These tables look amazing, all lit up, and the lights over here. But the smells at this booth are crazy. Nightmare Fuel's just letting out right now. We're gonna hit that one soon. Now in the Conjuring the Dark Scare Zone, on their cast changes, they have this cool show that they do, from what I've heard. We haven't seen it, but we're just gonna head over to the zone and show you guys how the zone looks. This zone looks so cool. Too bad they weren't out earlier, but they're out now. Look at this guy. It looks like they're kind of having a show. A lot of crowds over here. lighting here is so cool. It's really neat. This zone's really neat. Still a little congested in here and loud.
And spread its grasping vines. Every year, on this night, we shall cast this spell and bind it tight. Gather more followers and spread All Hallows Eve.
Blumhouse is an hour, and we're gonna head in now. The Witch Zone was amazing. At some random point, the crowd just died down in the Witch Zone, and it was just easy to walk through, but it was amazing. On the other side of this building, attached to this building, is the Scare Actor Dining at Louis. We haven't done the Scare Actor Dining, and it's a buffet. I don't know how it is, but we're about to go into Blumhouse. The line's kind of long. All right, we're heading in now. The Fast and the Furious line is where you will line up to do Blumhouse. Long lines for this house here. The lines move very slow. Some interesting blue light stuff in the queue. We passed the express merge, so the line's moving way quicker now. But Blumhouse, we've seen Freaky and Black Phone. I'm excited for this house. The music's creepy, and we're about to head in. We're out of Freaky, now we're going into the Black Phone. Just got out of Freaky and Black Phone. The way they transition between the two is really neat. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good house. I've seen both of the movies. They represent the scenes really well. They don't have the golf course and haunted house scene from Freaky in there for some reason, but a lot of noticeable scenes right off the bat. And Black Phone wasn't too repetitious. Some of the grabber was there a lot, but like a lot of the scenes, the way they did it, it was pretty good. Some black walls in there, but I actually think it helped the house the way they were implemented. A solid 7 or 8 out of 10. We have about 15 minutes to Nightmare Fuel, and we're trying to catch the last show at 12:30. We're heading in now. Looks like a quick line. It's not too packed. I love the stage setup though.
My father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? He said, will you?
Good evening, dreamers. The nightmare you are about to experience contains elements of fire, pyro, and intense flashing lights. It's dark and adult in nature. If you find anything of this nature offensive, I suggest leaving this dark dream immediately. Ready or not, here I come. Welcome to the nightmare.
So I thought Nightmare Fuel Wildfire was a really good show. It was very similar to last year in a few aspects, but they added some new stuff and changed some stuff up during the show, and it was perfect this year. Really loved it. Some of the song choices, like the Chaos Rain, I wish they had a little more instead of just like the hot second they had it. And I wish they had a little bit more fire, like at least that scene was longer. But like other than that, it was a really good show. Definitely recommend seeing it and also getting here really early because these shows will fill up quick. The Chucky photo op's back this year. It doesn't look like it's busy. It might not even be working. I think it's closed off. The lighting on Men in Black is really neat looking. I think all the chainsaw people are towards the front of the park now. We'll see if we see any in Springfield, but I don't think they're here right now. No chainsaws over here. They relocated somewhere else in the park. I don't know if we'll see them again tonight. We'll definitely see them tomorrow when we're here. We're also just heading to Monsters now. We're gonna do it again. It's short wait. As you can see, Monsters is a short wait. 20 minutes, we're gonna head back in. You good? We did a different cast for the Universal Monsters Legends Collide, and it was really good in the other cast as well. So they are just, every cast in that house is amazing. Definitely hit that house. Monsters dropped, and so did The Weeknd at a 25. But we're gonna head through the zones. We still have Halloween to do, and we're gonna try to come back on the last sets for Weeknd and Monsters. We'll be back. We're gonna head through Central Park again. The streets are a lot quieter, less people are in them. Do we have a still walker? I don't see one right now. This zone's so neat. We're gonna head through Graveyard one more time, or just at least one more time. Oh, we have a chainsaw. So we have like an hour or like 40 minutes to park close, and all the chainsaws are by Mel's right now. And I think they're done with the water shows tonight. These chainsaw people are creepy. But I love this graveyard zone. We're gonna head in. These creatures are so cool. I don't know if we have a different cast or not. It's fog. I feel like there's less actors in this zone right now. We might have a different cast. Chainsaws in the front. We're gonna head through New York real quick and San Fran and come back to Halloween. Quick look through this zone. We're gonna head through New York, San Fran, and we'll hit Halloween. We didn't even get to do the tribute store today. We'll have to come back and do that one. Really cool still walkers in here. Sounds crazy. Mummy's also been open. We didn't do it today though. Still in technical rehearsal. Cool pumpkin guy on stilts. Man. Back in this zone now, all fogged up. We're gonna hit Halloween, back in this zone, and then we're gonna try to end it on Monsters one more time. And now let's head into Halloween. 20-minute wait is probably a walk on. So we just got out of Halloween. Pretty decent house. I would say the sets were pretty good. Halfway through the house, you pass by the Michael Myers house, like from the movie, and it's huge, like a huge set. And a lot of the theming and decor is really good in this house, and some of the scares were pretty unique. The final room was probably the best scene in the house. I would give it a solid 6 or 7 out of 10. And right now it's 2 o'clock. The park is fully closed. All the houses are shut down. No one else in the zones. But we're gonna head over to Monsters. I have a friend in that house who's getting relocated this season to Hell Block, and I want to see if I can say bye to him or see him one more time in Monsters as the event shuts down for the night. But we did every house tonight. One of my friends had a medical disability pass, so we used that a couple times. We only used it on the Witch House and Blumhouse. All the other houses we went through the normal line. And I mean, we also did Hell Block twice and Monsters twice. So at the same time, we've done all the houses regardless. We did Nightmare Fuel, and we did not get to do the water show. So tomorrow we will definitely see the water show. So like I said, even though we did land up using Express a couple of times for a couple of houses, majority of the houses we did without, and it's still possible to do without Express. My group was walking a little slower. Personally, I like to walk fast, so I could do everything in one night. And it's definitely possible to do it. Just they definitely take advantage of Stay and Scream and watch my video on the guide on how to do all the houses in one night. That'll really help you out. Covering up zone props, I think the music is still on for this zone. But we're heading back here towards Monsters. I'm not expecting to get into the house, but we will see what happens. So the other thing we didn't do is cover the tribute store, so we're gonna do that tomorrow, and we're gonna do the water show as the two things we didn't get to do tonight. Everything else we were able to do. It was a successful night. It's time to go over my rankings. As we exit, we have this cool projection on the arches and the floor, but we're gonna do our rankings out here because it's only fitting for the video. So at my number 10 spot for this year, we have Bug House. Surprisingly, Bug House was just not as good as I hoped for. They focused too much on the comedy aspect, and it wasn't very scary. I don't know, we're gonna go back tomorrow and we're gonna try all these houses again, but like, I don't know, I didn't really enjoy it. Like, I thought the sets were okay, I thought it was alright, but like, it was way overhyped, and I gotta just give it another chance, I think. And then number 9 was Halloween. Halloween was a pretty decent house. It just wasn't as good as the ones above this. I just talked about my review of Halloween. Halloween, you know, it was just all Michael Myers back to back to back, and they got kind of close, so that was neat, but like, it was just okay, you know. And then Spirits of the Coven was my number 7 spot, or no, it's at my number 8 spot. Spirits of the Coven was a pretty decent house, a lot of sets. I just don't like all the filler they have in there. The house did feel fully staffed, so not many empty holes. I just gotta get a better run. I think I missed a lot of scares. And I was expecting a little more out of the creature design. The witches, I was hoping they had like a little different design, but it was a pretty solid house though. It wasn't that bad. It was just all the houses above this I thought were way better than that one. At 7 we have Chupacabra. This house I was really hyped for, and it dropped from my rankings. It was still a really good house. It's just all these houses here are just really good that are above this. The facade was amazing, and the scenery, and the costumes, and the scares. I'm just a little disappointed in the Chupacabra itself that it wasn't bigger and had more scares. I thought it would be like a full-on puppet, but they only had a couple scenes with the full puppet. Number 6 is gonna be Blumhouse. I really enjoyed this house. It's not that low, it's just really good. I would probably tie it with the one above this. Blumhouse had a really solid scenes in Black Phone, the way they executed it to make it a little different in each scene. I really loved it, and I just think the reason it's kind of lower in the ranking is because they didn't include the mini golf and haunted house scene from Freaky. I think that was a perfect, like, no-brainer scene to have in the house, and I think it was kind of dumb that they did not include that in the house. I think it was perfect for a haunted house, and it would have made the house 10 times better. Not that it wasn't bad, it was missing it, you know, it kind of felt like it was missing. The house would have felt more complete. I still would not miss Blumhouse. I really enjoyed it, and I'm definitely gonna go back in it tomorrow. Number 5, we have Hell Block. This house is kind of low right now just because it had a lot of missing scare actors in the house and a lot of gaps. One of my friends is already getting moved from Monsters to Hell Block, so I have a feeling they're gonna work on fixing this gap issue in the house. And Hell Block, it was a really solid house. I just feel like once they fill those gaps in the house, it'll shoot up to like my top 3. Really solid house, especially for replacing Evil Dead last minute. The sets were nice, the characters were nice. Definitely recommend going in Hell Block. Hell Block is weird because it goes from a 45-minute to a 10-minute wait, back from a 45 to a 10. It goes back and forth all night. So if you time it right, you could get a really short wait for this house. My number 4 spot, I think this is on the same position as it was on my hype list. We're gonna go with The Weeknd. Really solid house. I only went through it once tonight. The rest of my group did it a second time while I visited some zones. But basically The Weeknd was amazing. I did watch the music videos. I don't enjoy his music too much, and I thought it was a really good house. If you catch this one at the end of the night, it will be a short wait, and I definitely recommend doing it, or doing the stay and scream free if you're here early, and you could get in with not that bad of a wait. But this queue will be busy. Yeah, I don't think it's always the busiest house of the night. Some of the other ones are actually busier, but don't miss The Weeknd. It's really good. Number 3, Descendants of Destruction. This house is definitely the sleeper hit of the year. I love the scenery, I love the costumes, and I love the sets and the props. Everyone blended in. It was just really cool, and I feel like that cast is going to get more aggressive as the season goes on. It was definitely a sequel or prequel to Seeds of Extinction, and that was an amazing house from 2018. Number 2 for me is Dead Man's Pier. Dead Man's Pier was amazing. The sets, the scenery, the actor costumes, everything. It was so open. They had a lighthouse, a boat. You see the violin girl playing, and then you see her again on the boat. It's just a crazy house. You're going up and down floors. It is amazing. You must do Dead Man's Pier. I just can't say how amazing that's. I mean, it was just good. The facade, I'm definitely going through it again tomorrow. And lastly, my number 1. My number 1 spot is Monsters. Monsters was just amazing. Now, a lot of people are kind of disappointed because it's Wolfman versus Mummy versus Dracula. This house is basically all mummies in the house. There's like 3 or 4 Wolfman scenes, and then there's supposed to be a flying Dracula, and we did not get him tonight. So that's gonna be amazing when we do. And there's a couple other Draculas, but other than that, this is still an amazing house. So if you like the Mummy, it's like a whole tomb, like the whole house is just mummy, and it's just great. It's really a good house. A lot of people are like, well, why is Monsters returning? You know, we've had it 3 years in a row, but it's more similar to the 2019 Monsters house than last year's, which was really good. And I say you cannot miss this house. Towards the end of the night, it does get really quiet over there. You can get a walk on. It's so good. You need to do Monsters. It's amazing. It really is. At the end of Monsters, there's a winner each night. And so like we had our winner tonight was the mummy holding the Wolfman's head. And each night is someone different. So like tomorrow it might be Wolfman that wins or Dracula. So I'm excited to see every night who the winner is. Overall, I would say this year was amazing. No plexiglass in any of the houses. They do have cameras in the houses to hopefully prevent some idiots doing stuff to the scare actors. I really recommend going this year. Don't miss out on it. It's one of the best years. Scare zones, let me rank those. So now we're gonna go over my zones. My least favorite zone was probably the Horrors of Halloween, the entrance zone. That was my number 1 hype zone, and it dropped really far down because there wasn't a lot of actors in that zone. The lighting wasn't as great as I hoped it would be. It needs more lighting. Actually, all the zones need more lighting in my opinion. But that one especially, it just didn't have the right vibe, and I think that one's at number 5 right now. My number 4 zone, that one's gonna be, it's gonna be the Sweet Revenge. Okay, so I'm going to tie Sweet Revenge, and I'm going to tie, this is hard, this is really hard. So all the zones are really good. These 4 zones are really good. I'm gonna tie Conjure the Dark and Scarecrow together for my number 3 spot. I'm going to, so that means I don't have a top 5, I have 4. So that means, what's it called? So Horrors of Halloween is now gonna be my number 4. My number 3 is gonna be Conjure the Dark and Sweet Revenge. No, it's gonna be Conjure the Dark and Scarecrow. My number 2 spot is going to be Sweet Revenge. And my number 1 is Graveyard Deadly Unrest. I just love that zone. That one's definitely my number 1 without a doubt. Like, clean slate. The only issue is I've not done Conjure the Dark enough, and Sweet Revenge enough to really get a feel for the zone. We were rushing to do houses tonight, and Horrors of Halloween we also didn't do enough. I just know that's not going to make it on the top of the list. And Pumpkin Lord's not on stilts, and he's kind of far from the zone, so that's also putting it lower on the list for me. There's still really good zones this year. I would say better than last year. They're just hard to rank them, you know? It's like picking favorites. I really don't like to pick favorites, but here we are. And when it comes to the shows, I only got to see Nightmare Fuel. I haven't seen the Water Show yet. Nightmare Fuel last year was better than the Water Show for me. Usually the stage show is better, but we'll let you know tomorrow if Ghoulish is better than Nightmare Fuel, so stay tuned for tomorrow's video as we continue to cover opening weekend. Didn't do any rides tonight, but we did Rip Ride Rocket last time we were here, and we listened to Chucky's Killer Ride. Nice addition for Horror Nights. And Mummy is open during technical rehearsals during Horror Nights, so if you want to ride it, go ahead. Make sure you do ride the Mummy. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully it's short. Last year my opening vlog was about like an hour long. I'm expecting this one to be around an hour as well. We're going to continue to get more coverage during the event, and we're going to post a ton of amazing photos on my social media pages and updates if anything changes throughout the event. So follow those on Twitter at Ethan Hershaft and on Instagram at Florida Theme Park Pics, and we will see you guys in the next one.